Hi everyone, I'm Jillian. I'm a learning advisor with Academic Skills, and in this short video, I'm going to talk to you about the second step of the essay writing process, which is develop reasons. In the first step, find your argument, you would have already gone through the essay writing process where you identified and took notes on the different sides of the debate in which you're being asked to weigh in on in your essay question. And so now is the time to work on developing your reasons so you can get to writing that all-important thesis statement. So first of all, we suggest that you take a look at those notes and weigh up all those points of view and then decide on your position. You can decide on the position that has the most evidence, the most convincing evidence to you. Whatever the reason, that's the position that you've decided to take, and that will lead you to then write your thesis statement. So let's take a look at thesis statements more closely. They are the concise summary of your overall position, as well as its supporting arguments. So those reasons that you've identified as really being supportive of that position are things you want to also signal within your thesis statement. Every essay is going to have one, and your marker is going to expect it in that first or second paragraph, depending on how long the essay is in total. These thesis statements should be about 2 or 3 sentences to do these things, to state your position and to also signal your supporting reasons, as well as to signal the counter argument or rebuttal to your position. So let's take a look at an example thesis statement to help us understand this even more. So this is in answer to the question we saw in the previous video, find your argument. Which is an answer to the question, is there a place for the Corey Court in the Australian legal system? So one student writes, there is a place for such programs because while creating a separate court appears culturally divisive, Indigenous Australians are the most disadvantaged group, and there is an urgent need to address this imbalance. There are numerous precedents for special courts in Australia, which addresses the argument for special pleading. Although the Corey Court has its limitations, its successes provide a model for the broader Australian legal system. So there we see 3 reasons, 3 clear main reasons that support the overall position. Yes, there is a place for such programs. And we also see the student acknowledging that counter argument, saying there is a place because while it appears divisive, so that is acknowledging what someone against this argument would perhaps argue, and it's also saying, although the Corey Court has its limitations, it's acknowledging that this isn't perfect, but even though it's not perfect, it's still worthwhile. And that's what it continues to say in the rest of that sentence. So that's a way to signal the counter argument, to say this isn't 100% perfect because nothing is. And the people who agree with the other side of the argument have some valid points. However, this is still the position you want to take and the position you believe the reader should also be persuaded of. So thinking about this position spectrum, this is where I have the arrow there, is where we might place this thesis statement. It is definitely for the Corey Court, but as we saw, it acknowledges that counter argument. And therefore, it is not 100% for the Corey Court. That would mean that there was no counter argument at all. And you do need to signal that. You do need to engage with that counter argument within your essay. So the place to start thinking about that is as you develop your reasons and write your thesis statement. So I hope you found that helpful, and please stay tuned for the other stages of the essay writing process.